Oh, hello. Another episode of the Jake Dill podcast in your ear holes. Tonight, surviving members of the Church of Scientology. My buddy Trevor and his unnamed friend. A friend who's still kind of in the church, didn't want to be identified, and I'm cool with that. I have this firm belief, it's a theory, that any YouTube rabbit hole you go down, if you follow it far enough, it will end or eventually come to videos about Scientology. And if you're like me, if you spend any time watching videos, there's some crazy shit that goes on there. So it's cool to talk to a couple people who lived it, who saw it, who are going to tell us all about it. Let's get to it.
Or did anyway.
In the Church of Scientology, you're not supposed to drink alcohol.
Anything which would like change your brain to something which it's not supposed to be is
you mean
bad.
like the Church of Scientology itself?
Correct. Although I've been sober for like the last month.
Oh no, look at me, I'm a bad influence.
No, I've just been really...
Welcome to my cult.
The cult of Dillology.
Yeah, all right. Let's get down to brass tacks here.
What do you got?
You escaped a cult. Would you call it a cult?
Not at the time when I was in it, but
Well,
now...
Would you call it now?
I would say it definitely falls under the definition of a cult.
Yeah?
Yeah. Wouldn't you? I mean, a
No.
secret society that keeps to itself, won't really let its members leave without some sort of process.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would say that. I don't know what the actual Webster definition of a cult is, but yeah, I would call the Church of Scientology a cult.
Well, one thing about Scientology is if you don't know the word, you look it up. So let's look up cult.
Yeah. I mean, I know the word cult.
Yeah, but can you define it?
Yeah. Fucking crazy bunch of people who believe in some weird shit that, yeah.
Everybody follows the same thing. And
Yeah, let's look it up. What's cult mean?
I'm going to type in cult and Google. It's just
A
going to come up.
system of religious and devotion directed toward a particular figure or object. A relatively small group of people having religious beliefs or practices regarded by others as strange or sinister. There you go.
I would say then it definitely falls under the definition of a cult.
Yeah, there you go.
So as a ex-Scientologist, looking back as to who I was when I was a current Scientologist, that would definitely be a cult.
So when you're in it, though, you don't have like second thoughts. You're like, oh man, that's kind of weird, dude. Does that happen to you?
What's that?
Like when you're in the church, when you were still in it, was there ever a time where you're like, that's kind of weird, man?
Almost
All the
every
time.
day. Almost every day, something weird would happen. But it's kind of like when they say they're going to throw you into the fire or something. They don't really throw you into the fire. They boil you like a frog, little by little, and then after a while, the weirdness becomes okay and it becomes normal. Like I have a lot of stories now that like seem normal to me, but when I tell someone, they're like, "Dude, that's batshit insane."
Like what?
Like, you want to tell a story, sir?
well, let's say, for instance, let's say their study methods. It's total freaking weird to everybody else. You know.
Is that the thing? Well, let me just make sure because I actually might have heard this before. Is that the thing where you got to stay like crazy hours amount of day?
Well, the study, for studying for sure. I mean, they'll have you there for hours at a time. It's so weird. They don't want you to talk to anybody. You don't talk to nobody at all. If you have anything, you need to speak to, like, they don't even call them a teacher. What are they called? A supervisor. So if you start
like in detention,
kind of, and it's weird to a lot of people, but it does kind of make sense, once you kind of like learn their methods. But like if you start to fall asleep, if you start to yawn or you start to slouch, stuff like that, those are telltale signs to them that you are having problem with your study. And
we got no shit.
Yeah.
What happens then is all right. So what happens then is the supervisor comes over and corrects you. Says the reason you're either bored.
Wait. How do they correct you?
By making you find a word that you did not understand. And if you find a word like, even though you may know the word through and through, you have to know the Webster's version of that word. And if you don't know the Webster's version of that word, you have to go look up that word. And you have to read it 10 times, use it in a sentence a whole bunch of times. Look up the derivatives, where it came from. Like you have to like know the word, and then you have to reread it
you had
3
to, like,
times.
Look up the word cult during that. It's cult.
So
What's that mean?
So like if I was gonna follow the Scientology rules while I looked up cult, I would have to get a piece of paper. And what I would do is I would read the definition 10 times. Then I would have to write it in a sentence. Then I would have to figure out where the word came from. And it's just really weird.
Well,
and then you read it again.
It's supposed to wake you up?
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
so-
it puts me more to sleep.
It does.
So it actually, you know what? It does make sense. So there is some things, like when I went in there, like, you know, you were saying, like, were there some things that were kind of weird? There was some things that you're like, what are they doing? Like, this is awkward. But there are things like when, like, for example, that when you don't understand a word, it totally makes sense. You start to fall asleep. So you go back, you read through the paragraph, and you find that word that you are not too familiar with. Even it could be something that you thought like you were, you know, that you understood, but you didn't know the exact definition of it. So when you actually do know the definition of it, then you can go back and read through it, and you're just like, what? That's so weird. I'm wide awake now. So those are those things that are kind of weird. And those, when new people come in, they're like, what are we doing? And they're like, this is so weird.
I do got to say, though, like out of everything I've done in Scientology, that is probably the only thing that I would support.
Yeah.
Because what that does is it gets everybody on the same page.
Yeah.
So like if I have a different understanding of a word than you do, then you're not going to get exactly what I'm trying to communicate to you.
I mean, I do this all the time. This in daily conversation. I mean, like, if you don't know, like, what's that mean? What is the exact definition? Like, sometimes, because a lot of times I think there's a problem now in just society with objective truth. And so, like, sometimes you can boil down arguments to semantics and, like, okay, what is the definition of this word? Oh, what is the act? Like, I do a podcast quite often with a guy, and we got in an argument about the meaning of, I said, like, I disagree with his conspiracy because he said someone was blackmailed, and then he sent me the definition of blackmail. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like,
Wow.
we're starting to argue over, like, that's what the argument's getting boiled down to. Like, you know what fucking blackmail means. But yeah, it's so funny.
Let me attempt at blackmail, because I do not know the Webster's definition. I would say it's anytime you say either do this or I'm going to do this. Like
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, like do this or I'm going to call the police on you.
I'm pretty sure that's not the Webster's.
Probably not.
Not like
but-
that.
Hey man, you like do this, or I'm not gonna go do this.
Well, it would be
Webster's
like
dictionary has gotten really street lately. What the fuck?
give me $300 or I give the picture of you having sex with a prostitute to your
There you
wife.
go.
That to me would be blackmail.
Well, no shit.
Yeah.
But that's not the definition. Doesn't mean you don't know what it
right.
means.
Right, but in Scientology, if you were to, like, someone comes up to you and says, I need the definition of blackmail, if I was to describe it that way, I would immediately be sent to go pick up a dictionary.
Yeah.
That's lame.
They pull you out. They
How
have
come
you
you
sit
just can't
down.
use your phone?
No, they don't want you to use it.
course
They
they don't.
stick to dictionaries, and they even have you. They only have a certain dictionaries that L. Ron Hubbard was okay with. So only
If L. Ron Hubbard says it's okay, then that's what you do. If you got to understand, most of the shit he wrote was like in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
So I mean, you follow his orders to a T. Like
Yep.
one example is like to clean a window. LRH, we're going to call him what we used to call him, LRH. We never call him, we would
What's
call him
LRH mean?
L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh.
It was always
L-
LRH.
yeah,
LRH.
yeah.
That's how we would refer to him.
I thought that was like some way you clean windows. On a window, like, what the fuck?
Hey, LRH that window.
Yeah, like,
He wrote that
make it dumb. Oh, okay.
the proper way to clean a window is with a wet newspaper. So Scientologists will clean their windows with wet newspapers because that's what he wrote. Even though there's much better things to do it with, because he wrote it, it is
Wet
policy.
newspaper,
That's what
huh?
you do. Look, sweeping the floor.
Little does he know, no one reads those anymore.
Exactly.
They don't even exist.
Unfortunately, a lot of people do read them, and they stick to
I
them.
know, I
and
understand they do, but normally if they do, they're reading them online. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't consider myself a stupid person, but I fell for it for a little while.
Yeah, what got you into it?
What got me into it? All right, so we'll start at the beginning. I had broken up with my girlfriend for like a little while, and I was staying in a hotel, and I was kind of depressed for a little bit, and I would always walk past this one Scientologist guy, Matt. And the guy was awesome, super kind. And every time I would walk past him, he would say, hey, you want to come take our personality test? And like I was kind of a dick to him. I'd tell him to go fuck himself.
Wait, did you know what that was when he asked you, or you just thought it was like some like bullshit thing? Did you know it was about Scientology?
I knew it was Scientology because he was standing right in front of the Scientology church. Yeah. So it made it really easy to find out like where he was coming from. And like I had
no thanks, I don't need a personality test. I already know I'm an asshole. Fuck you.
And then that was kind of the attitude I had at first. And then like 20 times later, after walking past him, we kind of built up a rapport. And like the guy was okay, but I really didn't want to like go into the church. So one night I was at the bar and I'm drinking, and like I'm kind of drunk, and I walked past him again, and he's like, hey, you want to come in? And I went, hell yeah, I do, man.
Kind of drunk.
Like,
he was drunk.
And I took the personality
I was
test.
there when he came in. He was hammered.
So and then like
hey man, you got problems, man. It looks like
I took the
hold these fucking levers, pretend like you're jerking them off. And
I took the personality test, and
which is like what, you got a whole like two like little silver things, right? Two little
no.
100 questions. I think
it's 100 questions, and
100 questions.
What it does is it. So I'm going to say what, because I was a recruiter for a while. So what it does is it breaks down the points in your life where you can do where you're doing good and where you're not doing so good. So what they do now is they take the areas where you're not doing good, and they try to improve them. But when somebody sits you down and says, look, dude, our test says that you're suicidal. We're fucking worried about you. Like, we are concerned. Like, we give you 2 weeks before you start slicing your wrist. Now, you're in a church, and like you're like, oh my God, like these people see something I don't. I need to buy a book or sign up for a class. So of course you do, right? Like, they say, we're here to help you. We are concerned. But in the meantime, they're like, dude, we're your best friends. So that's very, very attractive to somebody who would be going through depression at that time. Like they have their way of sucking you in.
Yeah, they're very smiley, very friendly, very like you feel at home. You feel like you're around family.
It's a building of your best friends.
Yep.
I'm right now I'm thinking about like the which has never happened, but just the possibility of a guy coming in to have a personality test. Like, yeah, you're good. Like that's never happened.
Okay, so if
actually,
you do,
it
has. So if you come in and you score amazingly, they kick you out. They're like, you failed. Get out of here.
You
cheated.
Failed. You
did something wrong. You get out of here.
You cheated. If there's nothing wrong with you, you cheated somehow.
Yep. Oh, that's bullshit, man.
That's how they look at you. They look at you like
it happened to this gentleman.
Yeah, it happened to me. Like when I first went in,
you went in multiple times.
Well,
what happened? You're like, oh man, I failed. Well, I'm gonna try this.
No,
again.
so like, okay, so he told you his story. So when I actually was walking down Hollywood Boulevard with my ex and a friend of hers, and our kids, and my ex saw the sign, free personality test, and we didn't even listen to the people.
People love
She just
free.
said, let's just go try this.
Yeah, because people love free.
Yeah, so it's fine, whatever, let's go try this. So we went in and we tried it, and like we said, I mean, they were all over my kids. Oh, your kids are so cute and blah, blah, blah. We'll help you. Like, don't worry. We'll watch your kids for you while you do the test and da-da-da-da-da. They really, like, make you feel very welcome. So we did the test, and both of us happened to pretty much, like, get the same thing, which we were both struggling with relationship with others. So they recommended that we both do.
I thought you said you killed this thing. You passed.
Well, hold on. This is because I did the test multiple times. And they do have you do it multiple times. When you're trying to move up or move into a different department, like a different post, they call it.
Different post.
So, because we were basically employees. We were basically working there. But when I first walked in, I was just a person off the street.
Yeah.
And when I first tested, I did test a little bit low on relationship with others, and they recommended a course. And at that time, my ex and I were doing well, so it's like, you know what, fuck it, let's do this. And it was $50 a course. So I said, I'm paying. We're gonna do this, and it was like they say we can do it like in 4 days. So we'll come, we'll do this and see how it'll help our lives, And it describes stuff that like how you can pretty much break down like a relationship with people and how you can have a better relationship with people.
This class is called How to Not Be a Dick. 101.
What was the damn course called? How to improve relationship with others. That's what it's called.
Oh, cool.
I only took the ups and downs, learning how to learn, and like I didn't take that course. I guess I'm good with
That
others.
sounds like the title of it sounds like a valid course for people who like might be introverts or numerous other things, sociopaths, or numerous like ailments of personalities. So I can understand how if you actually believe that you're struggling with relationship with others, that you might and you were oblivious to what Scientology is.
Well, like honestly, the way I see it, it's just a business.
Oh, for sure.
It is not. It has nothing to do with a church.
To their credit, I think most religions kind of are.
Well,
like the Catholic Church, just out of the blue in the Middle Ages, came up with purgatory just to fucking make money.
Right.
Like that's not in the Bible. That's just a thing.
Right,
like, hey, give us a bunch of money, you won't have to go to purgatory. The Catholics, I laugh because they basically made heaven like a really happening nightclub.
Yes. Like, everyone's playing a harp and they got the wings and the halos
and forever
floating on clouds.
You can, like, give the doorman $100 and you come in here and see all the fine bitches.
Hey, that sounds like Mexico.
Here,
I'm Mexican, so give the dude $100 and he'll let you do whatever you want.
yeah.
But yeah, so we got sucked in that way, and then like a couple weeks later, we come back, and then I noticed that they were hiring. So I asked them, like, hey, actually, because I had lost my job, so I'm like, I need a job. And they're like, oh, you really? Like, blah, blah, we're going to open this new, they call it org.
It's never referred to internally as a church.
Right.
It's called an org.
Other than the sign outside that says church, they never call it a church. They, amongst each other, they're like, oh, the North Hollywood org, or PAC Base, they call it. PAC Base.
This is short for organization.
Correct.
Yeah, organization, right? So
that's isn't it the elite thing called Sea Org?
Sea Org is basically like the way I describe it to my friends is
they're like the priests of Scientology.
Right, they're like the priests and the nuns,
the clergy.
Right, so they're the ones that live there. They live and breathe their religion, basically, like like the Catholics.
And they dress like sailors.
Exactly. Well, because L. Ron Hubbard was in the supposedly he was in the Navy, but apparently when people have researched this, he's not. He was not in the Navy.
Well, he did love to molest boys on boats, right?
I mean, I don't know anything about molesting boys on boats, but I mean, I've never done it. I've never seen anybody do it. I choose not to molest boys on boats.
Dead for a while.
Yeah.
He is not dead. He has left his body to continue his work on the spiritual plane.
Yeah.
So according to them.
So, but you gotta like
look at the definition of dead.
But right. But to them, what is dead? So you have a body.
Yeah.
And you are a soul. So your soul is like the driver of a car. Your body is the car. So like you could never sell your soul to the devil because you would just be dead. So your soul can leave your body.
Yeah.
And eventually come back. So he's not dead. He's just busy right now until he comes back.
Yeah.
Into his body?
Into a new body. Because you can leave your body or go external and float around or do whatever you want to do.
That's just like some scientific version of reincarnation.
But
exactly.
If you listen to David Miscavige during the when he was doing the
for anybody who doesn't know, David Miscavige is like the head of the Church of Scientology.
Yeah. He's the
guy who like presents the big medal to Tom Cruise and shit like that.
Well, they like from what I hear, they're best friends. You can see pictures of them all together. They're like butt buddies.
I mean, why wouldn't you be best friends with Tom Cruise?
I mean, dude,
exactly.
Tom Cruise can you
He's
be my best friend?
Money. He's donating millions of dollars.
At this point, I would say no. Like Tom Cruise, I don't want to be.
No, it's funny because I fucking hate Tom Cruise. I mean, dude, basically because
Vanilla Sky was the shit.
Well, I think Day After Tomorrow was the shit.
All right, fair enough.
I hated Tom Cruise. That movie was so good. I'm like, fuck, man, I'm still going to buy that on DVD.
Day After Tomorrow, that was the whole like live, die, reset, and all that. Yeah, dude, that was an awesome movie. All right, fair enough. That's two Tom Cruise movies that like, yeah.
Have you guys seen American Made?
I heard that was good.
That was so good.
I haven't seen it yet.
That was so good.
I'll put that on my Netflix queue.
It's a true story. He did really good. I liked it.
Anyway,
He's such a weirdo.
from what I've seen, he is. But I do hear he's currently leaving the church to spend more time with his daughter. He's going to make them bend over backwards to keep him.
Well, I mean, that's the kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Privilege you have when you're Tom Cruise. Are you like, yeah, man, I'm gonna take off for a bit. But the things I've heard about people that are maybe your level, where you try to leave, they're like, what? Oh, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Like, they have your social security number. They have XYZ.
I'm already fucked with at this point. Like they've already done some stuff like that is not cool. So yeah, I understand like speaking out, like doing what I'm doing right now. By the way, my name is Trevor Heasley. I work at the Valley Org, and I have no problem letting the OSA know who I am, because if I feel personally that if I don't give my name, then everything I say is invalidated and could possibly be a lie. And I would never want to, I don't want to say attack, but I would never want to speak out against anybody unless they know who I am. Mm-hmm. I am comfortable using my name.
Good.
So you can add that into your podcast.
No, it's added.
Sweet.
I mean, the right way to say, like, you can subtract this like that. Adding it doesn't take any work.
Oh, fair enough. So I mean, like I have no problem. Like I understand the risk, but what you don't.
Well, I mean, so that's the thing, is that I think a lot of people, and I don't know if I fully understand the risk. What is the risk?
All right. So from what I gather, they have a policy. Well, they don't really have the policy anymore, supposedly, but there is a fair game policy where anybody who speaks out against Scientology is allowed.
Like, fuck them up.
Well, you're allowed to deprive them of life, liberty, possession. Basically, anything you do to them, the church will not punish you. You will not get into trouble with the church if the fair game policy applies to them. Now, I already know I'm declared SP or a suppressive person, so in their eyes, I'm no better than a fucking pedophile.
But isn't it nice to feel important? Like you're important enough to actually fuck with?
Yeah, see, I don't want to mention my name. I still have some family that are taking courses there.
What can we call you by? Max? Samuel?
That's fine.
We're
going to call him Max.
Tom Cruise.
There you
All
go.
right, hey, Tom Cruise. Dude, I loved you in Vanilla Sky, sir.
Yeah, you're great in Live, Die, Repeat.
Oh, yeah, that was good, too.
That was a fucking good movie, man.
Fair enough.
You can sign my copy of Live, Die, Repeat before you go.
So what would happen if they were to find out that I'm doing this? They would tell my family
not to talk to you.
Not to talk to me.
Absolutely.
Basically disown me.
That's fucking weak, man. And so is your family still wrapped up in this shit?
They're taking courses there, so they're not. They used to work there.
And when you say family, it's not just your ex; it's like your kids too.
Mr. Cruz, admit it. Your family's still wrapped up.
They're still wrapped up, and the thing that scares me the most is they literally want to take my kids. Like they're waiting. They're waiting for my kid. Oh, because another thing, the ones that the Sea Org. Yeah. They can pull them at
12 years old.
Or 14.
12 years old, and they only need the permission of one parent.
Right. So since my ex is still pretty much involved.
When you say pull, what's that mean?
It means take them out of your life and move them to a different local location
and they will
where
live
they join Sea Org, where you have no contact with them at all.
There.
See, that's my question, because I don't have kids, so I'm not completely familiar with the law. But when you say deprive you of life, liberty, and you don't have any repercussions at the church, fuck the church. What's the law say? Like, you can't just go fucking fuck with someone, because I mean, there's still laws.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. It's kind of like if I sign a contract with Trevor being like, hey, man, you could kill me. I signed a contract, kill me, man. I'm done with this shit, you kill me. Guess what? No matter if I sign a contract or not, that's still fucking murder, dude. Right. Like, so if they can take your kids, there has to be some kind of fucking law against that. That can't just happen.
Right, and this is why people like Leah.
Let me tell you a story of sometimes how the law doesn't apply. All right, so I was living in a Scientology boarding house, right? And we had a roommate in there who my mother had needed $20 at the time, so she asked one of the roommates, "Hey, can I borrow $20?" And he said, "Sure, absolutely." He gave her $20. She went to walk away, and he said, "Hey, come back here." He stuck his hand in his pants, started jerking off, right? And he's like, "Hey, I'll give you another $40 to watch me do this." She was like, "What the fuck, man?" So she immediately like called me in. Like I confronted him. I was like, "What, dude? What's going on?" And like he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry." So my mom called the police, right? Because that is a sexual assault. That does fall under the terms of sexual assault.
And this is in the Scientology thing.
Boarding house. So the police came and like the men in suits, like you know the church guys explained to the police that we have a history of filing false reports. Now, because this is coming from like a priest, the police are like, "That's fine. Okay, we're just going to ignore it," and that's how they get away with their shit.
Oh, that just sounds like lazy policing.
It does, but unfortunately, it does happen. And a lot of the times when the church says something didn't happen, the police will just ignore it.
I wonder if that's getting like wise to, in the years. How long ago was that?
That was about 2 months ago.
No shit.
Absolutely.
2 months?
Yeah.
You only been out for 2 months?
Dude, I'm still kind of in it, which is why I'm going to be.
Man, I can't be seen with you.
Dude, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble for these podcasts. I'm going to be officially declared SP, which is suppressive person, which means, again, I am no better than a fucking pedophile in the eyes of that particular church.
Yeah.
Now, I am prepared to be
That's
followed.
very ironic coming from the guy who reported a guy jerking off in front of someone. You got Louis C.K. in there.
My daughter woke up one morning. The Scientology house had bed bugs. It had a whole bunch of other like mold, and they're just like really nasty stuff. If you check my YouTube page, I've posted it. Not YouTube, but YouTube. I posted a few videos on what it's like to live in a Scientology house. So my daughter, because of the bed bugs and all that, was sleeping on the couch one day, right? So she woke up to a camera flash at 6 a.m. Now, this is a 12-year-old girl who woke up to a camera flash at 6 a.m. She screamed. The Scientologist, who is a supervisor at the Valley Organ, still in charge of children, ran, got into his car, took off. My only recourse that I thought I had at the time, because when you're a Scientologist, you do not report anything to the police. That's just something you don't do. You go to what they call chaplain's court, which is internally, everything is held internally.
Oh, so that sounds like it'd be legit.
Mm-hmm. So I reported the guy, and he claimed that, hey, I was taking a picture of your dog.
Oh, God, I can't wait to find out what happens here. I wonder what happens.
So, of course, he claimed I was taking a picture of your dog because it was breaking a rule. So
Your dog? Your daughter or your dog?
He claimed he was taking a picture of my dog, who was sleeping between my daughter's legs at that time.
Because your dog was breaking a rule?
Right, exactly.
What rule was he breaking? Did he piss on the rug or something? What was he doing?
I asked him, I was like, show me a picture of the dog. If you're taking a picture of my dog, then you should have a picture of my dog. He was unable, though, to produce a picture of my dog, claiming, I deleted the picture. I don't really know how to use my phone. So I turned his ass into the court, or the church, right? Mm-hmm. So I immediately got let go from the church. I got fired, and nothing happened to the guy because he claimed he was taking a picture of my dog. So that was explanation enough.
Man, I bet even if he said he was taking a picture of your daughter, nothing would have happened. It's the fucking church court.
So
it's fucking rigged from the beginning. What are you kidding me?
And it is. Like it absolutely is, because like I went through it, and like even though I was right, and like this guy like took a picture of her, I filmed him in an interview with me and him, and he admitted that there was no rules on the dog. He hadn't come up with one yet.
This is the craziest thing you've said so far in this interview. What's this fucking dog shit? No rules on the dog.
Exactly.
The fuck is going on?
So
we just took a left turn to crazy. This is crazy town.
So he claimed to the church that he was that the dog was breaking a rule, like by being on the couch, and that got him off. Right. So like I filmed him saying, well, what rule was he breaking? And he said, I didn't know yet. So I turned that video into the church, and they were like, yeah, we don't care. Even though he lied to the church, they didn't care. And that's kind of like one of the points where I said this shit is getting a little bit weird.
That's way weird. That's completely fucked up. It's like you're living in Jonestown, dude. except without the Kool-Aid.
At this point, like I probably would have drank the Kool-Aid. Like I was that far into it. If they would have provided me Kool-Aid, I'd been like, if All Right said drink the Kool-Aid, you do it.
That's so crazy that you've been out for a couple months. I feel like we've been like trying to schedule this podcast for a couple months.
Well, I've been out for a while, but I am still in that Scientology boarding house.
Why?
It's like at this point, I have no other choice. Like when they fired me, like they're like, okay, move out. I'm like, okay, I have no fucking money to move out, right? Like, how am I going to move out yet? You know, so they ended up saying like, well, you've never paid rent. And I'm like, dude, I've been paying rent. So they tried suing me for $11,000. They took me to court. I presented my evidence.
Like real court?
Oh, hell yeah. So,
you can't go to church court for that?
So,
oh, man, that's
right?
bullshit, dude.
So
now
church court for the other stuff.
Right.
For the dog photo, but I can't go to church court for the fucking suing the money?
Wow.
That's dog shit, man.
I presented my evidence, and of course I won. You know, dude,
cool.
yeah, like I owe them absolutely nothing, and like I've got 2 months now to get out of this living situation. But I'm trying to get out as soon as possible because like this whole house is batshit insane.
I bet it is.
Like I've got like people like standing outside yelling at me because like I'm speaking out a little bit. I've posted some stuff on Facebook. Like I am now a target, and you know what? Like the only thing I can think is like maybe there's somebody who is listening to these podcasts like I was in the basement doing graphics works and like I was listening to podcasts like about Scientology, and I was listening to this guy and he was like, if you can hear me, open your eyes and pay attention. Mm-hmm. And if anything weird's happening, question it. And that's what you don't do in Scientology. You don't question shit. Why don't you question shit? Because they know that stuff is wrong. So the only thing I could think to say is if there is like a Scientologist currently listening to this podcast, open your eyes, question something, see what happens. And if you're not happy with the answers, fucking run.
Yeah, for sure. Right. Yeah, and they're not allowed to question. That's the thing. That's actually where I started having a lot of problems is because I would question things. They didn't like me. They didn't like me because I would always question things. I would stand up to them. The Sea Org members are so authoritative that like they just literally, if you get in their face for anything, they're offended and they don't like you anymore because you are supposed to bow down to them and literally do everything that they say to do.
You know what's weird? It's kind of like a microcosm of just society as a whole, like a ruling class. You know, like if you don't question. Hey, man, don't fucking question the government. Don't fucking. Hey, just do your job.
Yep.
Make your paycheck. Pay your rent. Fucking don't. Like there's so many ways trying to subvert democracy. You know, don't be active, don't be politically active, and like they want you to fucking check out, right?
Plus, too, like
it sounds just like a microcosm. It's like same idea, but just like fucking twisted and like
every day though. Every day you are told that what you're doing within the church is the greatest thing you could ever do.
Oh yeah,
you are saving the entire planet. Like this is what it's all about. It isn't about you. It isn't about me.
Yeah,
it's much bigger than recycling. You have to clear the planet.
Oh yeah.
Now what that involves is
I think I know what that means.
Yeah.
Clearing is like when you get to like level 10 or whatever.
Yeah. So basically they don't call it hypnosis. It's kind of like hypnosis though. They have you sit in front of somebody, and they'll have you basically in your mind.
Auditing, correct?
Yeah, they call it auditing, but you're basically reenacting like a certain traumatic thing that happened to you.
Okay.
And they have you repeat it so much that literally you go through the whole emotional thing all over again. You're crying. You're
okay. So I'm good. I'm sorry to cut you off, but forgive me if I get this wrong. You correct me if I am wrong. So let's fast forward to where you like Scientology believe that all these souls are dumped into a volcano and they attach themselves to human beings and they have all these fucking negative emotions, and so you have all these negative like alien emotions attached to your physical being. And I'm guessing what clear is when you get rid of all those fucking negative alien souls.
And the only way to get rid of them is to talk about them and relive it multiple times, going through it, picking up as much detail as possible until the e-meter says you are no longer bothered. They call it the needle floating, which means like it doesn't jerk around.
Yeah,
And literally for everybody listening to this, you can cheat the stupid e-meter. All you have to do is go to a happy place. Literally. Like
Can I
I'll
share
be honest
a story?
with you.
Can I share
Hold
a
on,
story?
hold on.
Go ahead.
I would go, like, I would start thinking of like sex, tits, thinking of something that has nothing to do with the subject.
It actually like responds to happy thoughts. So I wonder what the actual like engineering is.
Well, they're
behind
so
e-meter.
stupid. Like they think that they say it's not a lie detector test, but that's exactly how they're using it. They're trying to figure out if you're lying to them. So
it's kinda like
Trevor and I, we figured out.
So your hypothesis is that it's kind of a crude lie detector device.
It measures surface space on your hand and pressure. So basically, if you squeeze the can, what happens is more skin touches the can, so it gets more of a reading. So what it's really reading is like any kind of twitch or any like if you sweat, it's going to have a little bit more like skin on it, right? So it's going to conduct a little bit more. Now the e-meter is obviously full of crap because
it is.
What I did is I had heard a story about Christopher Reeves, the original Superman, who almost went into Scientology, and he was doing the auditing, and he had told a story out of Greek mythology, and his needle floated, which means he was telling the truth. So I was going through auditing, and like I had done it twice before, and I was like, well, that's a very interesting story. So I'm going to test this. So one day they brought me into auditing, and they said, okay, we need to come up with a issue in your life where maybe something had bothered you, or like you were, something bad happened to you.
So kind of Greek mythology. This one time I fucked my mom.
No. So
needle floating. Oh, what's that mean?
What I had said was, I remember one time, and I've never told you this, Tom Cruise. So what I had done is I had told him about, it was one Christmas. I had remembered, like I was really little, and I had remembered that like my mother had put me in this like really big puffy jacket where like my arms couldn't move, and like I kept falling in the snow.
That's funny.
And there was this bully, Scott Farkas, who would always like mess with us. Like he would beat us up every day, and my needle floated. And it was at that point I was like, this is bullshit. Like, dude, I read to them a Christmas story. Yeah. That's the story I gave them, and my needle floated. I was telling the truth.
That's really funny. So I wonder if, like, who's the person that you call who audits you? The auditor?
The auditor, but they also have a supervisor who looks over it.
So I wonder if they're just lying. Like, oh, yeah, your needle's floating, dude. Can I have $50 now or whatever it is? It just...
Well, what it is you actually pay for auditing hours. So, like, you spend like $5,000, you get like 20 hours during auditing. So it doesn't matter whether your needle floats or not. It just matters how long your ass is in that seat.
Oh, really? So, yeah. Well, yeah. Why would you care? Yeah, just be in here.
So, I mean, like, I would say, like, for them, it would be beneficial to say your needle didn't float and we need to continue.
Yeah.
But at that point, my needle floated, and like I told him a Christmas story. It's like that is when like my eyes opened, and I went, I think this may not exactly be true.
Oh, weird. That's your first inkling? That's so funny.
Again, they boil you like a frog, little by little, and it's done in increments, like
So,
to me, things started to kind of this is not like they have no, like the Sea Org members have no idea what I've been through. There was this one guy that just joined us for a couple of weeks. He was a Sea Org member, and I was asking him stuff about like getting a regular job and stuff like that. And he was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "I've been in Sea Org." He's like, "I've been Scientologist my whole entire life."
Ouch.
And he joined Sea Org when he was 14, and he was already like 27. And he's like, "I've never had a regular job. I don't know," because I was asking him about like resumes. I was asking him about like, is there, because supposedly Scientology is like the best thing ever, and they can tell you how to do like control your life 100%. so you can be a full like functional member of society. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna drill this guy for information, and I was like, oh, so what's the best resume I can do, and what's like this? And he's like, what are you talking about? He had no idea. It's like, I've never had a regular job. I've always been in the Sea Org. He doesn't even know how to get a bank account. He has no idea, nothing of how to live in the actual world.
Yeah.
So I was like, holy crap. Like, these assholes are giving me shit because they were giving me shit to go get a fucking job, but they have no fucking idea what it is to go get a fucking job. Like, I was like, are you shitting me? So I went off on one of their main Sea Org members. She was giving me shit like, why haven't you found a job? And blah, blah, blah. Like, all these people get jobs. I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, you have no fucking idea what it's really like. I just found out, like, you have no fucking idea what it's like to go out there and go through interviews and get rejected time after time after time and try to impress everybody with your fucking resume and do all these fucking interviews. You have no fucking idea what you're talking about. And she just froze and just turned flush red. And I just totally got in her face. I went off on her, and she was upset, but she had no comeback.
Yeah.
Because I was right.
Please understand that these are like 23-year-olds who have never really had any life experience.
Oh, my God.
A bunch of fucking youngsters.
They have a whole lot of authority, but very little brain.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, fuck, that's so funny.
And because of what they were taught in Scientology, they think they know it all.
Of course.
They know all the answers. But like I said, when I went off on this woman, she was so offended. She literally sat with my ex for like 2 hours. I don't know what she told her, but that night when we got home,
crazy shit.
My ex was against me.
Of course.
I don't know what she told her in that room.
That you're the devil.
That's something.
Tom Cruise is the devil.
She said something.
When they say they don't break families apart, I mean, they did here to Tom Cruise, this gentleman here. Now, let me tell you what happened to me. My mother had kind of like outspoken a little bit, said, you know, like, I don't believe it. And she, like, the church was trying really hard to recruit her. And she was like, no, dude, I think you guys are a little bit nuts. So the option I was given was to disappear and go down to San Francisco, work at the org down there, and work Uber at night. And I said, there's no way I'm going to do that. I love my family. So, Jake, let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. If you have only $1 in your pocket, and that's the only dollar you have in this world,
Taco Bell.
Let's say
Taco Bell.
Let's say Tom Cruise over here says, "Hey Jake, can I have your dollar?" What are you going to say?
I'm going to Taco Bell.
All right, but let me ask you a question. If you have $1 million in your pocket, and Tom Cruise over here says, "Jake, can I have $1?" What are you going to say? Sure, right?
No, I'm going to Taco Bell. That's my money.
All right. so their theory was this. If you have $1 in your pocket and someone says, "Can I have it?" you're going to say no. But if you have $1 million, you're probably going to give them $1, right? So you're going to live 1 billion years, 1 million different lives. So the family you have right now, they're $1 out of 1 million. Like that was their mentality as far as breaking up a family.
I mean, in a way, I kind of agree with that. But in a way, I mean, it's obviously a shitty fucking way to do that.
And that
I do believe that it's all like one big thing. It's all one big piece of energy. You know, everybody's all one. But I also believe that you know, your time here should be used making people as happy as you can. Yeah. And one way to not do that is to fucking rip families apart.
Exactly.
For sure.
They claim to be a family-oriented church, and like I've seen the Leah Remini Aftermath show where they claim they're, you know, we don't do that, but they tried it with me. I was given that option.
I mean, well, this is a pretty well-known fact. If anybody who's ever watched any kind of documentary on Scientology, which, by the way, I have a firm belief that any YouTube rabbit hole will end with Scientology videos. Like if you go down a YouTube rabbit hole far enough, you will get to Scientology
And
somehow.
I am
But
currently
but they will,
posting YouTube videos.
If you have family members who definitely are not in the church or think you're crazy, they'll try to make you not have any contact for sure, right?
What
Yeah,
it is if someone speaks out against the church, you are immediately declared SP, suppressive person.
Yeah, whatever
now,
the
a
fuck that
suppressive person, his entire goal on this planet is to find somebody who's doing good and stop them, to shut them down.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, no better than a pedophile, because you have spoken out against the church. You are a piece of shit and evil.
Well, yeah, because that's their revenue source.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like that's what it is. Like, so yeah, of course you speak out about it. Of course you're a pedophile. That's how we get money.
I have no
You think
choice
these
but to
buildings are
speak out.
free? You think these lights in this building is for free?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Well, they got their celebrities to pay for it. Like I do know that the Valley Org.
Dude, fuck that. I mean, I know there's a bunch of celebrities, and some of them are pretty famous that are in Scientology. I would bet everything I have that the amount of money they pay into Scientology is nothing compared to all the money they get from people like you. There's a lot more people like you than there are Tom Cruises. Tom Cruise.
Probably, yeah, that's for sure.
Well, from what I was told at the Valley Org is that Bart Simpson pretty much paid for the entire building.
Yeah. She put over $2 million.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nancy
They have her
Cartwright.
picture up
Yeah.
in the hallway.
Yeah, she even has her own personal parking spot there.
Yeah, I had, you know what?
Don't have.
Call me
account,
dumb,
man.
but I didn't even know what she looked like.
I love
And
Bart Simpson, though. That's
when
an awesome
she
character.
she held my daughter in her hands and she was playing with it. I had no idea who she was until she left, and then people were like, "Oh, do you know who that was?" That was Bart Simpson.
Scientology ruined The Simpsons for me,
I
man.
know, right?
Fuck that.
I've heard.
Like, I don't like
I
her.
don't know if this is true or not, but I would guess it's true. Is that the Church of Scientology is a lot more lenient to their celebrity members.
Oh,
than
yeah.
they
Oh,
are.
hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Because, like, they know that they are the face of Scientology. So they get weighted on
They're
hand
like
and
the
foot.
ambassadors.
Yeah,
Like, whoa,
yeah.
absolutely.
Tom Cruise is a Scientologist.
So if Tom Cruise
Why
wants
can't I
to-
be a Scientologist.
If he doesn't want to be like involved for a while or whatever, they're like, yeah, sure, fine, okay. You know, they're gonna be nice with him because they want him. They, especially Tom Cruise, they know he is like their god.
Oh,
like
for
literly.
sure. Yeah.
Well, he is best friends with David Miscavige, who is basically the Pope of the church. So he is the Pope's best friend. I mean, you really think they're going to mess with him?
The church that we were at, John Travolta also donated money.
Oh yeah.
So it was John Travolta and Bart. What's her name? Bart Simpson's voice. I
Nancy
forgot her name.
Cartwright.
Nancy
Yeah.
Cartwright. She donated over $2 million. She donated the most.
Oh, by the way,
Jesus.
Jason Lee, good job getting out, brother. Good job.
Oh yeah. I didn't remember that now.
Dude, I love My
Jason
Name is
Lee.
Earl. So I actually kind of feel like a Earl at some points because I am responsible for bringing 73 people into the church. So I have my own personal list. I've done one good deed, and I've got 72 more to go.
Well,
It's fucked up.
that's all you can do, man.
You know, I just got to be a good dude and help people now. Like I do have these sins hanging over my head.
Yeah, well, we all do in some way or another, but I guess you just do what you can to fucking stay woke.
I didn't realize how fucked up it was until I actually decided to finally watch one of the Leah Remedy shows, and
Oh yeah.
I saw that. I was like, holy crap! All the things that they're talking about, I saw it happen. I saw how they treat people. It's so what I saw was the beginning of what would have, if I would have stayed, I would have ended up being just like the ones that had the super horrible experiences. I saw it beginning. Like, for an example, they talk about how anybody that's weak in any way, they don't have any empathy for you. So if you have any kind of depression, anxiety, ADHD, what is it? Post-traumatic stress syndrome, anything, you're weak. Like, you're a pussy. Like, they don't care. They don't care about that. You need to be tough. So
It's so weird because I would think it'd be like, yeah, man, you got PTSD. Why don't you come in for $5,000 more worth of auditing?
Right?
And fix that.
exactly.
Because I think that's like, that's how it started with your personality test. Oh man,
Exactly.
you need help with your relationships. Like, why
Right.
don't they have a class for PTSD?
Exactly. You would think that, but when you have that kind of mental disorder or mental, issues, to them, you're weak. They don't want to deal with you.
I think it'd be so funny. There's this South Park episode. It's not the Scientology one.
I loved that episode.
It's this episode with Cheech and Chong, and where they pretend to be Indians and they're selling like Indian hair tampons to people. And everybody,
Cherokee hair tampons.
Yeah,
yes,
they're like holistic shit. And then they're like, this guy's like real sick. Like, no, he really needs a doctor. Like, that'd be so funny of the Church of Scientology. Like, oh no, those are like serious problems. We can't help you with those. So you're fucking weak. Like, instead of actually helping you, like, no, man, we actually know we can't do anything for that. You're a piece of shit. That's all we got.
Dude, what's really screwed up is right now there's this like fad going on where like kids are actually boiling used tampons and getting high off of it.
Oh, that's ingenious.
It's been in the news. Like, what the like, who was the first guy that did that, though? That's what I want to know.
Who's the first guy who did anything that ever got you high?
Like, who's the first guy who's like, you know what, I'm going to boil this, I'm going to drink it as a tea?
Who's the first guy who scraped the armpits of a toad and smoked it and saw God?
That would be me.
Like, who was that fucking dude? Who was the first guy who ate mushrooms growing off a cow turd? Who was that fucking guy? I wonder what the actual thing is that gets you high.
There's a difference between eating a mushroom and drinking tampon tea.
Yeah, but that's what I'm wondering is like, what's the ingredient in tampon tea that gets you high?
I'm gonna like imagine it's like I can't think of any kind of like element in blood that would get you high.
Oh, so used tampon?
Yes. So I'm thinking like something's got to be like in the tampon fabric or something. I don't really know the scientific details, but it's
fabric, you should be able to do it with no blood,
right?
You should be able to do the clean one.
From what I read, though, there were red spots on all of them.
That's fucking weird, man.
If she has an STD, you get higher or what?
I have no idea. I ain't gonna try it. I'm gonna stick to weed. Like, weed gets me high. I do not need to drink your tampon tea. I'm good.
I think there's a comedian name is Tom Rhodes. I think it's a Tom Rhodes joke where he was like, everybody who was like trying to smoke weed for the first time, like smoking, like, that's not the one, man. Oh fuck, like that's not it. Oh shit.
Oh crap! It's poison oak.
Yeah, there's actually there's a video of some kids somewhere who actually filmed themselves smoking poison oak. They didn't know it was poison oak. It might not have been a poison oak. But it was
God!
like
What happens when you do that? No, really?
It's like a Faces of Death video.
Oh my God!
And I don't know if I've actually seen the video or I just saw it reported. But or just saw like the intro to it of these kids, like they're just super desperate to get high. One more reason that we should be legal, and just like, what's this thing that looks like that might be weed? And it was like poison sumac actually, and smoked it, and it killed them. Yeah,
wow.
And like they got like somewhere it's on video somewhere.
So I'm going to go full circle here and go back to my Oxford capacity. What was it called? The OCA, Oxford Capacity Analysis, which is the personality test, right? Uh-huh. So, like, I remember them telling me I was suicidal. They give me two weeks to live. Now, one time I was what they call a body router. So I would hang out at the North Hollywood train station, and I would bring people into the church.
You're a body router?
A body router.
That's weird because I'm a soul Wi-Fi.
Wait.
See what I did
so
there?
what I would do is I would find people who were in need of help, right? Like you could look at someone and be like, okay,
you do that thing like
you're gullible,
Unbreakable, where you're like you're Bruce Willis, and you put your hands out, so people walk past your hands. You're like, oh, you get that tingly thing when he hits your hands. You're like, oh, hey man, come back here, let me talk to you.
Pretty much.
Hey man,
thank you, Tom Cruise.
I could tell you need help.
So you need help.
So I brought in a gentleman one day
do you have a bunch of money in your bank account? You do? You need some help. Come here.
So, actually, if you don't have money, you are what they call unable. So, what I did is there was a
they got like welfare? They got like Scientology welfare?
No.
Oh.
So, like It was a homeless gentleman, and what you do not do is you don't bring anybody homeless. You don't bring anybody who is unable.
Well, no shit, because because the whole like we said earlier, it's a whole racket.
So I brought him in, and he was homeless. They saw he was homeless. Everybody freaked the fuck out. They were really pissed at me because I brought this guy in. So as my punishment,
like any church would do,
exactly,
it's
right?
Very
exactly.
church-like.
This guy needed help. I recognize that, and I was like, dude. At the time, I had full faith in my church. I was like, dude.
I mean,
like,
they do
this
claim
guy
that
needs
they will help anybody.
Right. All are welcome, right? All are welcome unless you don't
Bring
have
anybody
money to
in.
buy a book.
Yeah, unless you don't have a debit card, I don't give a
So I brought him in, and he took his personality test, and as my punishment, I had to read to him the results. Now, the results did not say this at all, but what I was told by a Sea Org member was that I need to go over there and read it to him, and also include that he is suicidal and has 2 weeks before he cuts his wrist. And I'm like, dude, that's what you fucking told me. That's what you told
we tell
me.
it to a lot of people. Just go tell them.
And that's what it is, because you have to put the fear of death, or the fear of, like, if you do not join this group or cult or whatever you want to call them, you're gonna fucking die. And that was really one of the things that opened my eyes. And I'm like, wait a minute, like that's what you told me, and like you fucked me up on that. Because if you tell somebody you're suicidal, you're gonna walk away going, I'm suicidal, and then you're gonna think about that.
Unless you're like actually like real strong minded, you're like, fuck you, I know I'm not. But I can understand how a lot of people might be like, am I suicidal?
Exactly. You start questioning yourself, and then you start thinking, wow, well, they see that I'm suicidal, and obviously they're a church and know a whole lot more about this than I do, so I need to listen.
Building. Look at these fancy cars. Look at this, all these lights and stuff. This is a nice place. You got to be doing something right.
So again, audience, if you go into the Scientology building and they tell you you're suicidal, you're probably not.
No shit. You're probably not.
It is a tactic that they use to get you scared and get you to sign up for a class.
You're suicidal.
Now, the gentleman didn't have $50 on him to join the class, so they turned him out onto the street and said, all right, good riddance. Now,
it's so funny.
They've identified this guy as suicidal. They've given him 2 weeks to live. Yet, because he doesn't have $50, go away. That's fucked up, sir.
Yeah. It's funny. I am seeing certain parallels between the Church of Scientology and my ex. Now, this is really crazy, because my ex wouldn't allow me to have a bank account. She tried to control, well, she did control like all the money I was making for a couple of years. Well, a year and a half, probably at least. And she, like, kind of the straw that broke the camel's back was, whatever. Or in my head, I was already made up that this is fucking bullshit. And I was done. But a couple summers ago, I was in Seattle hanging out with my folks, and she convinced my parents that I was a suicidal drug addict.
Wow.
And I think if she was really she's very vindictive, but if she was a genius about it, she was conscious of the idea of trying to make a wedge between me and my parents, or my parents and I. Yeah. And I don't know if she was conscious of that or not, or she was just doing that just out of habit. But I think that was definitely a motivator, was trying to drive a wedge. Like, he's suicidal, like to the point where I was at my parents' house alone, and I was about to go over to my sister's house to visit her. My mom called me and said, "Hey, don't leave the house. We need to talk." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And my mom came into the house in tears because she thought there's a good chance I would be in the back bedroom dead.
Oh, wow.
Like, I've known you for a little while now, and like I could say you're actually like from what I've seen, you're a pretty well-adjusted dude. Like, I would never think suicide looking at you. Like, you seem like you got your shit together, and you seem like a very happy person.
Yeah,
but
man.
If you walk into the church and you score low, hey, we're going to tell you you're suicidal.
And let me tell you, I've only put a loaded gun in my mouth once, but my finger wasn't on the trigger, so I think I'm pretty good. But yeah, you guys, thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
Are we done?
Sure.
I mean, yeah. pretty
All right,
much.
so can I like plug one thing?
Yeah, please.
All right, so what I've done is the one thing that messed with me the most in the church was that anytime you would speak out, your voice would be squashed. You had no voice. So what I'm doing right now is if you want to contact me, I am at My Truth on Scientology at either Gmail or Hotmail.com.
Wait. My Truth at Science. Oh, wait.
My Truth on Scientology at Hotmail
Oh,
or
My Truth
Gmail.
on Scientology at hotmail.com.
Correct. I've also started a YouTube page where everything I've said tonight about the whole admission and all that stuff is absolutely online. You can look it up. Just YouTube My Truth on Scientology. You will be able to find me. The reason I've done this is, again, because the most fucked up thing that they can do to you is cancel your voice. So what I want to do is I have started a forum where either like whether you have a positive or a negative story, I want to give these people a chance to tell their story. Kind of like you're doing with me right now, like the podcast that I'm doing, they're giving me an opportunity to tell my story. And if I can provide that for somebody else, whether you love Scientology and like it's the best thing you've ever heard and done, I want to interview you. I want to tell your story. If you have a fucked up story, if you're miserable because of Scientology, I want to hear your story. I want to get your story out there. And maybe at some point we can have the negative and the positive sit at the same table and have a conversation and find out what's really happening.
Yeah. Well, I think we already know what's really happening. I mean, I think that's a cool idea. I know it's genuine, but I also feel like it's getting in an argument on Facebook. Fucking, you're not going to convince anyone.
Not Facebook, YouTube.
I know, but I'm saying it's like that. Like if you get in an argument in the comments of a Facebook post, like when's the last time you convinced anybody about your side, like politically or anything else like that? Like it'd be fascinating to see. It'd be fascinating to watch someone who was like thought Scientology was the shit. Talk to someone who was out and be like, no, well, what about this? And what about that? I would fucking watch that. But I don't. It'd be. Ugh.
Like, I've had such a negative experience. Everybody I know has had a negative experience. I would absolutely welcome somebody to prove me wrong and just say, like, you're full of shit. And if I'm full of shit, let me know. Let me talk to you. Talk to the people. Stop being so secretive.
What would you say to anybody who was in the Church of Scientology that might be listening right now as a canary in the coal mine type of thing of like, hey man, maybe that ain't cool. Like, is it something like, hey, isn't it weird how like everything costs money? Like, something like that. Like, what's the thing that what was the first thing that made you be like, what's like the first domino to get you out? What's the first domino in your brain to start you thinking of, maybe this is kind of fucked up?
The first domino for me was when my OCA results, when they said I was suicidal, was the same as everybody else's. And that's really their power. The second domino would be just when I started opening my eyes and I realized nobody questions anything. And if you do question anything, you go through what they call PTS, which is a potential trouble source. Now, everything which I had reported as wrong, as far as the taking a picture of my daughter at 6 a.m, as far as the sexual assault on my mom.
Sounds like some 1984
they said,
George Orwell type shit, man.
It is all my fault. Everything that's happened is my fault because either I had a bad past life where I was Hitler or I was somebody, or I am connected to an SP. So the church is not at fault. Nobody's at fault except for me.
Go ahead.
And that's when I was like, but that's bullshit. Like, this guy did this, but you're going to blame it on me? Now, the example I was given was, let's say you park your car in Ralph's, right? And somebody breaks your window and steals your stereo. That's your fault. That is your fault because you are a bad guy in a past life, or you know somebody who is against the church.
All right. Well, then guess what? Everybody's had something bad happen to him. And if you believe this thing you said earlier, how, he's not dead, he's just floating around and coming back to a different life, whatever, then in some way or another, you believe in reincarnation, we're all connected. So in some way or another, everyone is connected to an SP.
Absolutely.
Right.
So everything that happens to you, like whether like let's say Tom Cruise right now pulls out a gun and shoots you in the leg. It's not Tom Cruise's fault. It's your fault because you did something in a past life or you're connected with me.
Yeah. Well, thank God there's actually laws against that.
Right.
You don't have to go to church court for something like that.
Well, laws in this church just don't quite match up. There's a lot of weirdness going on. And I don't know. I just kind of want to create a forum where everybody can talk and get the truth out there. Like that's the only power that people have is just to go on these podcasts or create a YouTube page or, comment on Facebook about what's going on and just get your message out there. And if they try to squash you, just find out why. Like, why are you trying to silence my voice?
Yeah, because it affects our bottom line.
And that's an issue.
Yeah.
Like when money becomes more important than the people that your church is trying to help, that's a problem.
This is all a big microcosm for the government, man.
Right.
But thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you for having us, man.
Tom
Thank you for
Cruise.
having us.
You guys have been great.
Gracias, brother.
Thank you.
So there you have it. You can survive the Church of Scientology. You might have to deal with a lot of shit. Who knows? I might have to deal with a lot of shit. We'll see if this podcast gets me sued. This is like the time where it's like, oh man, I'm pretty happy that I don't get 50,000 listens in a month. Because then I would think, oh, I'm definitely getting sued. I'll keep you updated. If for some reason this episode just disappears, you'll know. All right. Thanks for checking it out. Tell your friends if you dig it. If you don't, well, fuck you then, punk. Later.
Hi, this is Jan. Thanks for calling Toyota.
I heard Toyotathon is on.
We've got great year-end deals on Camry, RAV4, Tundra, Highlander, and more. Do you hear that?
Yep, that's my mom. I'm home for the holidays, and she likes eavesdropping on my calls like she used to.
What was that again about year-end deals?
Mom.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Toyotathon is on now. Come in today.
Current offers end November 30th. Toyotathon ends January 4th. Toyota. Let's go places. 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 Let's go places.